of you. Good evening. And I think there might be a little disturbing weather for all around the different parts of the different districts in Jharkhand. We had suffered a little bit of technical glitch because of the weather, and now we are hoping for the best. I will welcome all the Sahodaya chairmen, chairpersons, vice chairpersons, office bearers, principals, STNCs, and teachers for this meeting for a 1 hour integrated training on gamification of learning. Before I proceed for other things, a couple of points I want to make clear to all of you. If you have entered on schedule, if you have entered the meeting before 6:15, and by any chance, because of network or other issues, if you have left, you can directly join. However, if you have not joined within 6:15, you will not be allowed to join. Point 2, I can see there is several messages of raising hands. I think when you are raising a hand, it is a question or a query to the resource person. So please don't say good evening, good afternoon, or anything like that. Only if you have a message and you want our respected resource person to respond to that, please put that comment there in the chat box. After the training session is over, only then the feedback link will be provided, and you will be getting half an hour from 7 to 7:30 to submit your feedback. Please abide by the system and abide by the rules, and let us have a session of wonderful training for in-service teachers in CBSE schools. I will take this opportunity on behalf of Confederation of Jharkhand Sahodayas to welcome Dr. SUBHOSREE SARKAR, our respected resource person tonight. Dr. Sarkar is the principal of BALDWIN Farm Area High School, JAMSHEDPUR, and she's also the chairperson of Sahodaya School Complex, JAMSHEDPUR. We are honored to have you with us today, madam. And also, we have received information, and we have also seen in the earlier meeting, the training, that in spite of the technical glitch, in spite of the weather affected problems, you made the program so interesting that we were just hoping for more, and we were very disappointed that the links that you had provided could not be obtained. However, having said that, we expect a wonderful session like we had last time, and I hope all teachers will share with me to express their gratitude in this 1 hour module of learning to be presented by Dr. SUBHOSREE SARKAR, our respected resource person tonight. Madam, floor is yours, please.
Thank you, sir. And a very good evening to Zubin sir, to Mr. T.K. Sinha, chairperson of JKSM Sahodaya, Mr. Pranesh Solomon, chairman of Sahodaya of Goda cluster, Mr. Pradipta Mukherjee, chairman of Dumka and Jamtara Sahodaya, and Mr. Surajit Sen, DTDC Dhanbad. In the first session, we had faced some glitches because of the weather, and I hope that in this second part of this training, the internet supports us with as we need, not present any glitches. I'm just presenting my screen, and Arvind sir, please inform me whether it is visible or not. Is the screen visible where I have given the slide?
Not yet, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to present it once again. Is it visible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you so much. And let's pray that it stays in the same way throughout this 1 hour meeting. So here we start with the gamification of learning, and good evening to all the dignitaries from the cluster of Jharkhand Sahodayas and to all the esteemed participants to today's training program on the gamification of learning. I am Dr. SUBHOSREE SARKAR, your resource person for today, and praying that we don't face any glitch in this session. Now, as the topic suggests, we will be playing quite a few games to do justice to the topic, and we will also learn along the way. If at any moment of this training session you are not able to see the screen, please inform me immediately. Now, coming to the next slide, what is gamification? Gamification is an educational approach. It's not only a game, but an educational approach where we have to use the video game designs and the game elements in learning environment. Video game designs means you must have seen students or learners. Well, I will not call them students, because we are also learners. We also use the gamification for learning so many things nowadays. Okay. The educational approach using video game design. In the video games, you have got 4 arrows. One for the right, one for the left side, one for the top, and one for the bottom. Same for the video games also in the mobile phones. And here also, in the gamification of learning, you will use the same design, but sometimes you will use the cursor also to place your, you are playing as a player, to place your players in their appropriate positions. Okay? And also the game elements. What are the elements of a game? It has the point, it has the challenge, it has the leaderboard, and all. Let us see in the learning element, in the learning environment. But first is, what is gamification and why is it needed? Now, as you all know, somebody has written that then he is not able to see the PPT. Arvind sir, please inform, let me know, are you able to see?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then it might be the problem from their side, maybe, actually. So why gamification of learning? Question is, why not? When technology has invaded our lives, even in the school, so why not use it to further the learning process, to inspire them, to motivate whom? To motivate the students to continue learning by capturing the interest of the learners. Okay, so gamification as such will not affect the learning directly, but it will stimulate a learning related behavior. Okay, Arvind sir, there are some participants who are saying that they are not able to see the screen. Will you please able to guide them?
Miss, screen is visible.
Screen is visible. Okay,
Yes.
so I would request the participants to rejoin it or to refresh the connection.
Maybe
Yes.
network issue is there.
Today there is actually heavy rains going on,
Yes.
so maybe. Okay. So gamification will not affect learning directly. That means you are not learning anything new. Remember this sentence which I have said, because we will use it in the next few slides. Okay, in a mediating, but it will stimulate the learning environment. Not only that, since the learner will be using the lifelines or the charms or the challenges in a certain way, the artificial intelligence also comes here, and you can predict the learner in which way he will move. Okay, who can predict? The computer can predict. Okay, so they can predict in which way he or she can move. Now, so now let us come to the next one. That is, what are the advantages of gamification? Okay, so as I said in the previous slide, increases the motivational level. Along with that, when students are motivated, they also improve the knowledge retention. It's mainly the retention of the knowledge and subsequently the recall of the knowledge, which will aid in the learning process and involves better learner engagement through social mechanisms like badges, points, or leaderboards. Here I again want to say, When some learner is playing the game, it has happened with your students at your home also. Maybe it has happened with you also. You are so engrossed, deeply engrossed in playing the game that you forget about your surrounding, what is happening around you. Is it not? You forget about your TV. You forget about your work, immediate work, because you are engaged in the game, and because the game has thrown you a challenge which you can overcome to go to the next level. It is addictive. If you disturb a person at that time, or if you want to attract his attention at that time, what happens is that he or she mostly gives a disparaging sound. It happens. Okay. And there are again two words here, engagement and collaboration. Engagement and collaboration allows the students to learn more efficiently. That is what is read it. Allow them to learn more efficiently. Remember, gamification is the process of using game elements in a non-game context. Okay, in a non-game context. So let us go to the next slide now. Snakes and ladders. We have all played it in our home when we were child. Now also we play it and we enjoy. And the moment we lose the points, what happens? What happens the moment we lose the points? We feel so dejected. Now this snakes and ladders game is nothing, but this is actually a health chart. This was pasted on the walls of a clinic from where we got it. What is happening is that how to keep yourself healthy. People will always advise you to follow a healthy lifestyle. But what do? You, in the sense that we all do. What do we do? Okay, what we do is that we always postpone it for the next day. बाद में कर लेंगे. आज birthday है, let me have the cake. आज outing है, let me have the ice cream. आज festival है, let me have so many fried things and the sweets and everything. क्योंकि कल से करेंगे ना, we will do the healthy dieting. Now, if you paste this one on your kitchen door, and there inside lies your favorite bottle of snacks, what do? You will be glancing it and see what happens is that if you eat bakery and junk food, what happens? From the score of 68, you are playing the dice game. It's a board game. Maybe you have reached the point 68, and then you have the risk of high cholesterol coming down. If you are smoking, what happens? You have reached the point 56, but then there is a snake sitting over there and it brings you down to the risk of cancer. See, from 56, it comes to 2. The risk is very high. Again, you start playing the dice and then you reach point number 23. And here it is written, sugar and cholesterol in limit. It's a good one for your health. And then you climb up to 60, and there you see cholesterol in control. Now people say, reduce your weight. Come on. You say, what will happen? I'm like this. But what happens when the fat is there in the waist? We get a weak heart. You're coming down to point 31. Remember, this is a dice game. Where you will go, you don't know. You are having an indisciplined daily routine. You sleep late. You wake up late. You don't do exercises. You hardly move your hands and legs. Wherever you are going on the two-wheeler or the four-wheeler. You are using junk food. So although you have nearly reached the top point in that snakes and ladder game, you are coming down to point number 43, which is increase in fat and weight. So this is an interesting game. You can play with your students. You can play at your home also. Give it a look before, paste it on your kitchen door. Give it a look before digging into your snacks store. Definitely it will help you. So what did it teach you? It is teaching you about a healthy lifestyle in a very game way method. That is called gamification of learning. Let's go to the next slide. So what is said? Gamification is beneficial because it instills problem solving and critical thinking. Okay, how problem solving and critical thinking? You have also played many games, many mobile games you have played. Problem solving. You are stuck at a level and then you have to do some out of box thinking. That is called critical thinking, by which you will solve the problem and you will cross that level. So how will you do that in the screen, in the gamification? In the gamification, you will have to give challenges to the students. So that will be problem solving and critical thinking. Remember this word, which we are again going to use in the next part of the training. Social awareness and cooperation. When you are playing with somebody, you have your partner, there is cooperation. Both of you have to play together. Otherwise, you are falling back on the game. Then there is social awareness. You can have some
Ma'am,
social awareness
excuse me,
project.
ma'am.
Yes.
Participants is unable to see the screen.
That is what I also saw. Are you able to see the screen?
I am able to see the screen. It is visible for me. I'm seeing. But
You are seeing. See, somebody has said, I am able to see. That means his network connection is correct.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Network
issue.
Network
All right.
issue. Yes. Okay. So social awareness. Okay. I would just request the participants to refresh the screen or refresh the connection to see the slides. Yes. So social awareness. You can ask the students to make the projects through Minecraft for social awareness also. Minecraft is a very flexible way of teaching the students about coding and gamification of learning also, and collaboration. When you are working or when you are thinking as a team, you can have the collaboration. Okay, so now let us come to the next slide. The next slide shows that have you used the Mentimeter before? Yes, many of you have used the Mentimeter before, but before going there, I just want to show you one video on the Mentimeter. Okay. Arvind sir, here again you help me please if you are able to see the video. It has not started yet. Yes, now it has started.
I can see.
More engaging, inclusive, and efficient. With Mentimeter, you will have the power to break down barriers between speaker and audience, making it easier both to listen and to be heard. Mentimeter is a fully web-based presentation tool with millions of users worldwide. Whether you're giving a big presentation or lecture, facilitating a workshop, or hosting a routine meeting, Mentimeter's word clouds, interactive polls, real-time Q&As, or quizzes turn a passive audience into real-time active contributors. With our fun and easy-to-use audience engagement platform, you can host meetings that are transparent, honest, and informed. Whether in person, remote, or hybrid, give everyone a voice, no matter where you are. Open up to talking less and listening more. Say goodbye to boring meetings, and say hello to mentor.
So I hope that slide was visible to the participants. Arvind sir, if you can help me.
Yes, ma'am. I can see.
Okay. So that was the video on the Mentimeter, which shows that it is very flexible. Now, whenever you go for any training, as I said earlier, it was don't bring the mobile phones, don't take out the mobile phones. Now, speakers will tell you to take out the mobile phones and they will say that I am sharing one Mentimeter link. Please give your post. Why? Because the speakers are now getting immediate feedback on the topic that they are teaching, on what they want to tell the participants also, if they want to get a poll. So there are various type of Mentimeter questions that you can have. Okay, I am giving you this link on the chat box also, so that all of you can open, and there are just 2 questions to answer, but we will see how it works. Okay, so here it is. Please open your chat box, click on the link, and you get the Mentimeter.
Ma'am,
Huh.
once you means your screen is share now.
Huh. Screen is shared.
Because who is using the laptop they can able to see, but who is using the mobile they are not able to see. Many teachers are sending the message.
Okay.
Once,
Okay. Then I will not share it on the chat box. Okay.
Once you see this,
Huh. I have put it on the screen. Can you see my screen which says that have you used Mentimeter before?
yes, your screen is visible. I am using the laptop,
So
so I can see.
Okay, so I will request the participants. Now, if you are not able to see the link, there is no need to go. Those who are able to see it, you can just give your poll. Have you used the Mentimeter before? You can write yes, no, or not sure. Okay, yes, no, or not sure. You can just write it there. I'll give you 15 seconds for this first questions. And then, see, in the mobile, it becomes difficult because you have to open the screen again. You have to go to the chat, click it on, and the screen will open in the browser, and then you can. So let's have fun on that. I'll again tell you how it is there. Okay, how it is done. So now I'm coming to the next slide. When I come to the next slide of the Mentimeter, I have to click on the slide, then I have to click on the present, and then you see that how do you define gamification. That is the simple question. How do you define gamification? Okay, there will be 3 answers per participants. Whatever you write will come in here. So it is actually the cloud form of Mentimeter. Mentimeter will have, it is very flexible, as I said. The first is the simple yes, no type of a poll. Second will be the cloud form of words, where whatever you go on typing will emerge on the screen. If it is not coming, please don't worry. I'm just explaining it to you how it is done. Okay, so it will be like, it will be coming on the screen, whatever words all of you go on typing. Then there is another that, see, in the screen you might be able to see now there are different words, okay, that the participants have given. Yes, no, not sure, beauty, interesting, enjoy the learning, learning by playing. So as you go on giving, typing the words, it comes on the screen. See, it is visible. You can see the screen that is increasing. That is called the cloud form of word cloud of a question. Then again you have the quizzes. For the quizzes, you can have various controls. You can have the time limit, and then you can also give the correct answers. And once you get the results, you can always view the results here. So let me see if you can check it on your screen. Yes, it is coming. See, the results are, there are 22 votes, 19 participants, and 2 slides. I have got answers from 19 participants. Some of them have answered both. And the question was, have you used Mentimeter before, and have you used gamification? You will, in what way you want the answers also, that will also come. You want it in the bar diagram, you want it in the pie chart, or whatever way. Okay, so that is the way the Mentimeter works. And as I said, you can even have the word cloud. That is very interesting when, you know, it goes on saying, or the words go on appearing on the screen. Okay, so now let us come to the next one, the next slide. Yes, now let me again go back to the next slide. What does it say? The next slide says that, see, now it was the first game that we played. It motivated some of you. Yes, of course, those who could not see, it became a demotivating factor. But you could not see because of maybe the connection problem, the internet problem, or whatever. Don't get demotivated. So when you are getting demotivated, means you also will get motivated, and it will increase the interest in the certain areas. It will increase the interest in the areas of your learning. Yes, and it will reduce the rate of attrition amongst learners, because once you are hooked to a game, it's not the actual game, it is the gamification of learning. But the brain will perceive it as a game. You don't want to leave the game, is it not? So it will reduce the rate of attrition, improve the grades, and enhance their cognitive abilities. Now, what is the neuroscience of gamification? What just happened? We had a very good example. Here, the brain will work in harmony with the gamification. That means your hand, eye, and brain coordination will be excellent. Is it not? Yes, it is there. And it will trigger the release of dopamine. Dopamine, the hormone, which gives players an increased feeling of motivation and enjoyment. But how exactly do they work together? This is the field of gamification psychology that studies the behavior of users in the gamified system. Remember, I had told you that you can predict the way the learners will play the game. Okay, so here there is another one. Let me see whether I can play this song or not. Yes.
Ma'am, sound is not coming.
Yes, dear participants, what did you hear? Can I get it on the chat box? What did you hear? Please write. What did you hear? What was that song for? I hope all of you could hear the song. Yes? Can I get? It is very easy, na? It was the KBC song. Is it not? It was the KBC song. Arvind ji, are you able to hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So those who are not able to hear, please check the network connection. Okay, so that was the KBC song. And I bet, I am sure that the moment you heard that song, you recalled the whole KBC format in front of you. You recall the whole KBC format in front of you. Please refresh the connections if you are having problem with the screen or the sound. Yes, somebody is writing network is perfect. Lucky person. The others who are facing network problem, please refresh your connections or please rejoin the system. Okay, so now you visualized the game. I will again come back to the presentation. So what is the gamification and how does it help? Gamification. Remember, the first question was in the previous slide was how do they exactly work together? That means the brain, the hand-eye coordination, brain, and the dopamine hormone. How does it work together? First is it will connect people on an emotional level. You are emotionally attached to the KBCE program. Kaun banega crorepati? Are you winning any money yourself? Any prize money yourself? No. But what you are doing is that you are seeing how much you are scoring. So you get attached to it. You don't want to miss any episode of that because it influences the individual's attention by facilitating retrieval of information. There might be some knowledge, some information, some answers which you have not used or in your recent day-to-day life. But the moment the question is put up, your brain starts racing and you try to recollect the answer. So it makes the learning process more efficient. Okay, then is the recall. Recall is again, there is the dopamine hormone. Recall is controlled by the hippocampus, which also releases the dopamine. So, okay, so what does dopamine do? It helps to maintain focus on a task. It will stimulate the hippocampal memory, which helps us to recall or remember. And it will promote the storage of new information into the brain. And next, the stories. How does gamification help in retention of information? Remember the film which you saw maybe 5, 10, 15, or maybe even 20 years back. But you remember the story, you remember the characters, you remember the plot. Why? Because whatever was said was through the storytelling process. So stories are easier for the brain to process than plain facts. So whenever you are going for gamification, there should be one background. Okay, so game playing also improves endorphin release. Think of the children wards in the hospital. What happens in the children ward? There are so many children who are in the various stages of pain. But nowadays, hospitals are also keeping a game corner. I'm not talking about gamification. I'm talking about the game here. A game corner for those little children. When they go there, they forget about their pain. Because when they play, the endorphin is released. It improves relaxation, calm, and focus. They forget about their sufferings for a little bit of time. So in the same way, when you do the gamification of learning, it creates an environment ideal for focused learning. Okay, because endorphins are the natural painkillers which are released when you're playing games or other engaging activities. Next is playing games keep the brain healthy. Every time the doctors tell us, be active, especially to the old people. Why? Because if you are not active, your brain neurons dry up gradually. The neurotransmitters also dry up. So avoid that. Try to have an active brain. So same for the students also. Their new connections will develop in the brain. And what is the better way than to have the game and the gamification of learning? Okay, so now let us see gamification versus game-based learning. Same है ना? Gamification and game-based learning. क्या difference है? What is the difference? They are synonyms of each other? No, there is a subtle difference between the two. And if I go into the detail, it goes into a vast difference. Why? Because in the game-based learning, if I can say about the Google Forms or the MS Forms or anything, there also you will say that the students are getting immediate feedback. That is also a game. No, but that is a game-based learning because there is no background. Students won't remember the questions once they have logged out of the system. But if there is a gamification, there is a plot, there is a character, there are some twists, they will remember what they saw. So game-based learning teaches specific skills to teach something new. Gamification will not aim to teach something new. Whatever you know will be played or done in a gamification way. How? Let us see. Okay, so what are the strategies for gamification? Points. Always people play for points. How much points I have collected, how much points you have collected, who, and then who is the leader? Who is the leader? Then comes the leaderboard. Okay, who is the leader? The leaderboards. Other than the point system, which will help the students know how much they have progressed in the lesson, you can also give them the badges. That means, yes, the highest or the leader gets the badges, the crown. They can reward people for their efforts. The leaderboards goes on changing after every situation, after every question. Where is it found? It is found in the KBC, the most popular gamification of learning game. That's why it is so popular. Challenges. What are the challenges? Give the students to complete something using the time and effort. Okay, as I said, ask them to make the project using their knowledge on the coding. That is the challenge. And if they overcome that challenge, give them some reward. That is the challenges. Okay, an element of surprise. the reward will come under the element of surprise. If you complete one level, you get one more lifeline. If you complete 2 levels, this another lifeline is available. It is there in the KBC. What better example than the KBC in the gamification of learning? So you have also played the gamification on your mobile phones. As you complete the levels, you go on getting your lifelines, or you go on getting some extra chances. Sometimes they will say that I'll give you some extra chances also. So it is there. So gamification, element of surprise, unlock certain features by completing the task. So here is again the KBC video on the leader board. I'm trying to show you the video.
First triple test. पहला प्रश्न आपके स्क्रीन के ऊपर ये रहा। एक लोकप्रिय बोर्ड गेम में यदि सीढ़ी आपको ऊपर ले जाएगी तो इनमें से कौन सा जानवर आपको नीचे लेकर आएगा? In a popular board game, if ladders will take you up, which of these animals will bring you down? और आपके ऑप्शंस ये रहे आपके सामने। सांप, हाथी, बाघ, मकड़ियां, snakes, elephants, tigers, or spiders. और यह समय समाप्त। सही उत्तर क्या होना चाहिए? सही उत्तर है ए, स्नेक, सांप। सांप सीढ़ी वाला खेल होता है, सबने खेला हुआ है। आगे बढ़ते हैं और देखते हैं किन किन लोगों ने सही जवाब दिया है ए में। सभी ने सही जवाब दिया है क्योंकि सभी ने सांप सीढ़ी खेला होगा कभी ना कभी। लेकिन सबसे कम समय में किसने उत्तर दिया? कोमल गुप्ता जी ने दिया 1.137 ऑन। और जो हमारी लीडर बोर्ड की स्थिति है इसमें कोमल गुप्ता जी प्रथम स्थान पर पहुंच गए। अब आएगा दूसरा प्रश्न। ध्यान आपका कंप्यूटर स्क्रीन के ऊपर रेडी। दूसरा प्रश्न स्क्रीन के ऊपर ये रहा। आमतौर पर एक मैटनी शो दिन में इनमें से किस समय दिखाया जाता है? A matinee movie screening is generally during which of these times of the day? Options ये रहा आपके सामने। एक प्रातःकाल, बी दोपहर, सी सूर्यास्त के बाद, या डी मध्य रात में। अर्ली मॉर्निंग, आफ्टरनून, आफ्टर सनसेट और डी मिडनाइट। हो गया समय समाप्त। सही उत्तर क्या होना चाहिए? बी आफ्टरनून, दोपहर को बोलते हैं मैटनी शो। किन किन लोगों ने बी में उत्तर दिया? केवल 3 लोगों ने सही जवाब दिया। ओ, और सबसे तेज जवाब कोमल गुप्ता जी तो लीडर बोर्ड की जो स्थिति है, कोमल गुप्ता जी प्रथम स्थान पर चल रहे थे, अभी भी वो वहीं पर है। अब आ रहा है तीसरा बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण प्रश्न। रेडी कंटेस्टेंट्स, तीसरा प्रश्न स्क्रीन के ऊपर ये रहा। इनमें से किसमें आपको अनुच्छेद यानी कि आर्टिकल 15 मिलेगा जो अन्य बातों के अलावा केवल जाति के आधार पर भेदभाव को रोकता है? In which of these would you find Article 15, which, among other things, prohibits discrimination only on grounds of caste? और आपके ऑप्शंस ये आपके सामने। भारतीय दंड संहिता, बी अधिवक्ता अधिनियम, सी भारत का संविधान या डी नागरिक अधिकार अधिनियम। इंडियन पीनल कोड, एडवोकेट्स एक्ट, कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, सिविल राइट्स एक्ट। समय समाप्त हो गया। सही उत्तर क्या होना चाहिए? सी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन ऑफ इंडिया, भारत का संविधान। अब देखते हैं सी पे किसने उत्तर दिए हैं, किन किन लोगों ने उत्तर दिया है। यहाँ भी कुछ लोग छूट गए और सबसे तेज जवाब किसका? अनु एना वर्गीस 2.52। बहुत बहुत बधाई। अब देखते हैं लीडर बोर्ड पे क्या स्थिति बनती है।
Yes, so that was the leaderboard, and see how the fortunes changed by the time the last question was decided. Okay, so that is the leaderboard competition amongst the students. Maybe who is the first rank holder in the first examination, first term examination, may not be the first rank holder or at the end of the annual examination, because the leaderboard will only put on those candidates who are consistently good in their efforts. So that was a great example of the leaderboard, which you also do when you play the mobile games. You are playing with a number of participants and you see who is the leader according to the points, and what do, you fight to get that position. So now if you are designing your own gamification for teaching, what should be the strategy? What should you consider? What should you consider? You should consider the narrative background. Remember, narrative, there has to be a story behind it. Immediate feedback, very much needed. It increases the anticipation for the next step. Fun. Without fun, nobody will enjoy. Scaffolded learning. You will throw them some challenges to learn the new steps and go into that. Progress indicators like the leaderboards. Social connection might be there. And also player control. Player control how? Remember, again, I'm going back to the KBC, which you are also doing when you have the quiz in your classrooms. You give a time limit, is it not? Within that time, you will have to answer, otherwise it is lost. So that is the player control, one type. Another player control is you give a wrong answer and you fall back on the step. So that is also there. So in the KBC, that is an extreme form that once you give a wrong answer, you are out. But it might be that you give a wrong answer, you lose some points, and again you come back. Okay, so these are the 9 gamification elements: rules, goals, strategy, achievement, mastery, fun, collaboration, progress, and appreciation. So what are the examples of gamification in learning? You are giving them points for meeting academic objectives. This we have discussed. Giving points for accomplishing non-academic objectives, like when you want to have the students to do something other than academics. Suppose you are having competition between the different houses of the school. You are having the competition for the, or amongst the classes, which is the most disciplined class, which is the most clean class. So there also you can give points. It reflects on personalized performance to track their progress, the learner's progress. Use different methods of progression. Like, what are the different methods of progression? You have the levels, you have the checkpoints where the learners feel they are progressing through the games. Yes, small milestones to be reached and conquered. That will be the progression. And provide the option to give badges rather than points. Your choice. If you want to give the winner some badges, okay. And use different platforms or applications, whatever is available. Your mobile phone is available, your PC is available, tablets are available, but do it. Whatever way you want to do, you do it, whatever is available. Now there is one KBC video again, which will remember the rules that I spoke about. Yes, every game has to have the rules. So here let us see how the rules start.
First to protest, well, हम आपको बता दें कि खेल के जो नियम है वो आपको समझाना पड़ेगा। तो एक एक करके आपके सामने प्रश्न आते जाएंगे। 1000 रुपए से उसकी शुरुआत होती है, फिर 2, फिर 3, फिर 5, और बढ़ते बढ़ते 1 करोड़ पे पहुंच जाते हैं, जो कि है 16वां प्रश्न। बीच में 2 पड़ाव आते हैं। 5वें प्रश्न पर 10,000, 10वें प्रश्न पर 3,20,000, और 10वें प्रश्न के बाद हमारा एक तिलिस्मी तिजोरी यानी कि जैकपॉट प्रश्न है। 17th क्वेश्चन, 7.5 करोड़, उसका द्वार खुल जाता है। और एक परिवर्तन अब की बार इस सीजन में किया है कि एक और पड़ाव है, धन अमृत पड़ाव उसको कहते हैं, और वो 15 प्रश्न पर आता है एट 75 लाख रुपीज। ठीक है, ओके। समय की पाबंदियां हैं। ये डीजे बाबू आपको 45 सेकंड देंगे पहले 5 प्रश्नों का, फिर 5 से 10 तक आपको मिलेंगे 60 सेकंड, और 10 के बाद आपके पास समय क्योंकि ये शार्ट हो जाए। 3 लाइफ लाइन्स है, 44, 50-50, वीडियो कॉल अ फ्रेंड, और जब आप चाहें इनका उपयोग कर सकते। ऑलराइट, प्रारंभ किया जाए। लेट्स प्ले। कौन बनेगा करोड़पति?
Yes, so see, the rules were explained. So whenever you are doing some gamification of learning, you have to explain the rules properly, and rules will be same for all. So now let's go to the next slide. What are the gamification examples in education? You have got many. You have the Kahoot. Remember, the Kahoot was so popular during the online classes because it helped the teacher to involve the students in various ways. But Kahoot is not a perfect example of gamification because they use the many game mechanisms to follow gamification. It's not actually a total gamification process. They use game mechanisms. Then we have the online classes. You have heard about Khan Academy, you have heard about Byju's, you have heard about Academy, and whatever learning platforms are available. They are teaching. But how do they maintain competition amongst the students? By using the gamification process to measure their progress and achievements, to allow the students to compete with one another and get the badges or the name in the leaderboard. Then there is the Quizlet. Here is the Quizlet. Just a second. Let me just go to the laser pointer. Here is the Quizlet. The Quizlet is a platform where you have quizzes on study materials. Of course, any quiz will, whenever there is any quiz, you have the timer ticking. Okay, then comes Duolingo, which we will discuss about it in the later part. It teaches you the languages in a gamification method. Okay, and then there is also the Google Read Along app, which improves the reading experiences of the young learners. Now let us go to the next one. See, what does it show? It shows that who has the fastest finger, because this is a quiz. And I will play it on my screen because some of you might not be able to do it on the mobile. So here I go to the fastest finger, the quiz. It will open. Let me see, there are only 10 questions and the time limit is 60 seconds. I click on the start and it is asking me to enter my details. I'll just enter the few details which will help me to start, and I click on start quiz. You have done it. Yes, we are just playing. As I told you at the beginning, we have to play the games to learn the concept of gamification. So first question is, where is the village of Branston after which the famous pickle is named? So I will let it named as Staffordshire. Okay, then the next question is there. Remember, the clock is ticking here. I've already lost so much of time. What is the name of the Celtic seismologist who invented the scale used to measure the magnitude of earthquakes? Charles Ritchie. I'm just clicking. I don't know what is correct and what is wrong. In which decade was the first solid-state integrated circuit demonstrated? 1960. For me, that is the correct answer. Let us see what the quiz says. Who invented the ballpoint pen? Brio brothers. Look at the clock. It is ticking. I am running late. Which scientist discovered the radioactive element? Isaac Newton. Okay, so now what did J.B. Dunlop? I could not complete the quiz and the time got over. Let me view the result, what I have done. Okay, here is the result. There were 10 questions. I could give correct answers to 3 of them, wrong answers to 5, and skipped means which I could not answer, or sometimes I might even skip that. That is 5. My score is 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. So see, that is fun. If we do it on your mobile, there will be no disturbance, and then you will get it. So here I get to view the answers. I clicked on view answers. Yes. So who invented the ballpoint pen? I answered it correctly. Brio brothers. Second question was, in which decade was the first solid state integrated circuit demonstrated? I had written 1960s. It is evaluated. I got 0 marks because that is not the correct answer. So in that way, we will see that every answer, either it is correct or it is wrong, it will be shown there. Okay. So now I deleted the answers so that this quiz is ready for the next one. Yes. So now let us again go back to the slides. So that was one that I showed you. Who had the fastest fingers? If I had played with my friends, you would have seen who had the fastest finger. But here I was showing it to you, demonstrating to you. So I don't know whether I'm the fast or not, but again, it was enjoyable because how many answers I answered correctly, how many I did not. So here is the White Hat Junior. Heard about it? Have you all heard about it? Yes, it had bombarded us so many times. What do? They teach coding to the students, simple codings to the students. And here is just a video of that White Hat Junior.
मिश्रा जी का लड़का गेम खेलने बना रहा है। नादिया सैटेलाइट को खोद कर अपने मौसम का हाल बता रही है। जुएल की बनाई ऐप से अब दादी टाइम पे दवाई दे रही है और हरप्रीत मनप्रीत से लगी है अलग केस बाबा जी की वेबसाइट बनाने। व्हाइट हैट जूनियर के लाइव कोडिंग क्लासेस से अब बच्चे बन रहे हैं फ्यूचर रेडी। With a free class today, only on White Hat Junior.
Yes, so that was for the White Hat Junior. Let me just quickly cross it, otherwise it will go on playing the next video. Okay, because that was connected to the YouTube. So now, what are they doing? In fact, they're teaching simple coding to the students because what do they say? That is for the next generation, the future ready school, the 21st century school. So in the same way, there is one Minecraft. Remember, I told you that you can also use this gamification of learning for teaching the students about the projects. So here there is a small video on the Minecraft. What do they do? Actually, this is a game, a coding game, which the students will see and learn, and they can make the projects. Listen to it.
Everything is made of blocks. With the only limit is your imagination. Let's go wherever you want to go. Climb the tallest mountains. Venture down to the darkest caves. Build anything you want. Day or night, rain or shine. Because this is the most significant sandbox you'll ever set foot in. Build a majestic castle. Invent a new machine. Or take a ride on a roller coaster. Play with friends. Build your own little community. Protect yourself with the strongest armor that you can grab. And fight off the dangers of the night. No one can tell you what you can or cannot do. With no rules to follow. This adventure, it's up to you.
Yes, so that was the Minecraft. And what does it show? Actually, this Minecraft has got very little rules for itself. So it is very flexible. You see that boy-like character, those are called the NFTs. Plus there are some cubes, fluids and blocks, which can represent anything that you can imagine. Plus there are some red stones. What are these red stones for? The red stones you can make primitive mechanical devices, simple mechanical devices. You can make the electric circuits using the redstone or even logic gates. Those who are in computer science will understand what the logic gates are. So students can they can experiment, they can run their imagination wild when they're doing the Minecraft. Many of you might have done, many of your students might have done. You know how interesting it is. Now there is another game that is called the Prodigy game. It will teach you maths and languages. Here, let us see how does it teach. Okay, I'm again clicking on the link, and there you go to the Prodigy game where it will ask you for a name. So first is you have to log in with your account. If you don't have an account, you will have to create one account. Then the account will ask you for the password. Type in the password which you have, and then you enter the Prodigy game. Remember, most of the gamification of learnings are not free, but there are few free platforms available on the net. Excuse me. And this is one of them. Sorry, I had to disconnect because I was having some coughing problem. So let us click on the mode of the game that you want to have. You want to play it at home or in the school. Let us click on the school because you're learning maths, remember. Okay, so here let us click on play. You can also learn languages with it, but for language I will show you another game. Okay. So the game is loading. You have the game. You have a partner also with you, with whom you will play the game. The name is, they have asked me for a name for my character. The name was Kira Mountainhead. My name is Kira Mountainhead. Okay, next I have to select my partner. There are so many partners to select from. Okay, let us click on Birdcage. Okay, connecting to Birdcage. So I will play the same game with Birdcage is also playing. Let us see. And you have to select the level for which you are learning the maths. I had earlier only selected, it was level 7 for maths. So it is just engaging into some banter with the friend. And remember, to spoil your chances, there is also one monster. Remember the challenges that we had spoken about? So here is the little monster. Okay.
Ma'am, you are mute. I'm presenting. I'll present. You're mute. You are mute. You're mute, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. You are mute. You have joined with another ID.
What happened, Arvind?
That side network issue, ma'am side.
Oh,
Madam actually mute herself.
oh.
That's why question is coming.
Phone and tell her, Arvind.
Till now she is mute.
She's joined. She's joined.
No. It shows mute.
Mute, but she has joined.
So
She
now
has
I
joined.
think you all can hear me. I'm unmuted. Arvindji, if you can help me.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now here I present the slides once again. The last slide. Here we are going to learn the languages through the app that I said was yes, here. Let's learn languages. Duolingo. Remember, the one that I was telling you all about. Here we have to learn the languages. Just a second. I hope all of you can see the screen. Arvindji, please help me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Visible.
Okay, thank you so much. So now I'm clicking on the Duolingo. We will learn languages here, and I have fixed it for Spanish. Let us learn some Spanish language today. Okay, so it will start now. Yes, so it is showing that which one of this is the apple. It is a pictograph question. So the apple is there. You know that the apple is la manzana. Let's click on that.
La manzana.
It pronounced also, so you can learn the pronunciation. Click on check. Nice job. Continue. Let's see. Now it is asking, write this in English. You are come manchanas. What does it mean? If you want, you can just put a Joa is a name. Come eats, that's Komi, eats, and manzanas is apple. That means means okay, Maria eats apples. Is it correct? I don't know. I'm learning Spanish. No, it was just Yuva eats apple. I had missed this part. So again, continue. Let's see.
Ella es una niña.
Write this in English. It is asking me. Again, let us click on this one.
Ella es una niña.
Ella means
Ella.
she or her. S means is she, is. Una is a, an, or join. And Nina is girl, kid, or child. Let us see.
Ella
She
es
is
una
a
niña.
kid. So she is a girl. Let us see. Okay, Nina. She, Ella, A, S is, Una is a, and Nina is girl. Check. What do you get? You get the correct answer. Nice job. Continue. See, we are learning Spanish. How do you say she? Hombre, Ella, or yo? Ella.
Ella.
Is it correct? Check. Amazing, it said. I did it. I'm learning Spanish. That is she. Then again, let us continue.
Ella es una mujer.
What is it saying? Write this in English. Ella es una mujer. See, ella is,
Ella
she is a
mujer.
woman. So, mujer is woman. She is a woman. See, ella
Ella.
is she. Ella is she.
Es
Is she is as per the sentence. Una is a and or join, and mujer.
mujer.
Mujer is woman. Hello? Hello? I'm in a meeting. Can you please call me after some time? Okay, thank you. So, in this way, you can learn the languages. So, now let us come and see that have we all learned the languages? Yes, we have learned. You can learn as many languages as you can. So, this brings me to the end of this presentation. It says thank you, but since we have learned Spanish now, I will say gracias. Gracias to all of you for this or coping up with me for this 1 hour presentation. So here I stop the presentation. Gracias to all of you. Remember, we have learned Spanish and we are using Spanish now. That is the beauty of gamification of learning. Thank you all.
Arvind, please proceed. A link has been provided.
Yes, sir. Link has been provided. And Ramakant, sir, please.
A very good evening to one and all. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this event to all dignitaries assembled here. I, Ramakant Singh, STNC, Secretary School Dumka, I cordially thank esteemed President of Jharkhand Sahodaya, T.K. Sinha sir. I also thank Honorable Secretary of Confederation of Jharkhand Sahodaya, Mr. Jubin Bose sir. My thank goes to Mr. Pradipta Mukherjee, Chairman of Sahodaya School Complex, Dumka and Jharkhand. I thank Sister Aruna Meri, Vice Chairman of School Sahodaya School Complex, Dumka and Jharkhand. I thank our esteemed resource person, Dr. SUBHOSREE SARKAR, have 24 years of experience. Founder principal of BALDWIN Farm Area School, JAMSHEDPUR, President of Jharkhand Sahodaya School Complex, and CBSE trainer, both online, offline. Really, it's great. Respected Madam, this session was really, it was unique and unparalleled. What a unique presentation. Your explanations, the way you explained, it was awesome, awesome, awesome. Really, it was awesome. Each and every second during the session was priceless. I must thank behalf of all about this. Really, really, it was great, ma'am. Really, it was great. Thank you once again for this wonderful session. Many times you have used computer, many times you have used technical things. As being a technical person, really, I must thank ma'am. At last, I must thank all technical person, especially my beloved friend, Mr. Arvind. Thanking to all once again. Once again, a big thanks to all. And may God bless us. Thank you. Have a great time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Participants, please fill up the link for the attendance and feedback. It will be up to the 7:30. After that, the link will close. So do it immediately. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Arvind ji, for helping
Thank
me.
you. Yes. Thank you, ma'am.